coffee morning. So what, Post Alley?
Yeah.
Or which one are we doing?
Well, yeah, that's what we have.
We're running out of coffees to try, or coffees that we've got here. So I found one last night that a friend of mine sent to me that is called Leroy Jenkins. And if you know anything about World of Warcraft, there was this guy, and I have done this dungeon before, and it was a train wreck to get through there because you had to time it, and you had to basically run through a dragon's nest, and all that. If you got in close proximity, it would pop the eggs, and then you'd have more mobs to fight. So
all the baby dragons would spawn.
Yeah, so this guy just decides to Leroy Jenkins and goes running in and it was total party.
While the raid leaders like talking to them all like, all right guys, we're gonna go in, we're gonna do this. Hey, we need you to do this and you to do that, and he's like Leroy Jenkins,
and he was actually AFK almost the whole time, and then when he came in, he just
bolted.
Yeah, so oh my gosh, so infamous. Somebody made a coffee.
Yeah.
I gotta try it, and I just want the bag that's got the art and everything on it. It's cool. So that's on our wish list now, for the coffee. But yeah, it's just it's very funny. So we have our tried and true Seattle's Best books. Is a combination of children's books and comics books. Graphic novel for me today. So this is Nimona. This started out as a webcomic, and I got completely hooked. I found it long after it was completely done, so I didn't have to wait for any episodes. Really, really good. Found out they had a book. Love the art style on this. And just really good story. Great artwork throughout. And highly recommend. Just really, 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 really good. Love it. It says, as sidekick and supervillain, Nimona and Lord Blackheart are about to wreak some serious havoc. Their mission: prove to the kingdom that Sir Ambrosius Goldenloin and his buddies at the Institution of Law Enforcement and Heroics aren't the heroes everyone thinks they are. It says, nemesis, dragons, science, symbolism. All these and more await in this brilliantly subversive, sharply irreverent epic from Noel Stevenson, based on her award-winning webcomic. And Harper Teen put it out, so very, very highly recommended. I have something old and something new. So I grew up with the Gnome books, and if you recognize this guy, you'll know exactly who I'm talking about, what I'm talking about. So the cover of the original Gnome book is these two side by side. Or actually it's this one right here. I have almost all of them. And let me actually, hang on a second here. Just noticed that my chat may not be showing up here. The joys of trying to do all the things on the iPad. It's kind of a pain. So I apologize if you said something and I haven't seen it. I'm pulling it up to make sure. Okay. Have not missed anything, so not yet. And Apparently Drac had an appointment this morning, so I don't know that he's going to make it. But, so, the gnome books highly influenced a lot of my work over time because of the nature artwork, drawing trees. Drawing trees was a huge thing from this. And it went into like creating worlds as far as, you know, the entire culture, the entire gnome culture. And I found this years later that they had a pop-up book for it. And absolutely fell in love because of all the little interactive things and the little interactive flaps and different mechanics. And let's see if I can show that. So there's somebody playing peekaboo at the table. That reminded me of what you were talking about with your dad and you and the Christmas elves.
Yeah, that looks a lot like the Christmas elves. In fact, what we assembled to look like the backdrop looked like a carpentry space. And one of the mechanical elves would stand in front of it, you know, very much like that. That's actually really odd because it's almost...
Well, that's probably where it came from.
Well, I don't know about that, but yeah.
They have a big slobbery guy. Gnomes always have to be on the watch for trolls. So they're built like baboons. You have baboon butt down here. But just the mechanics and paper dolls and, you know, all this was pretty heavily influenced by this stuff.
A tree.
That goes wrong. Nope. It's a deer.
Oh, okay.
Elk.
Wasn't sure if it was like the top of it. Very cool.
And so the mechanics of everything. The little guy on the swing. And the book layout, the children's book layout, is just phenomenal. So, and this is from 1979. So I was 10 years old when that came out. Originally, it came out actually in 1976, but this copy is 1979. Portvilliet. I want to say he's Danish. Poortvliet. I will have to link you because I know I'm going to butcher the name. But if you get a chance to get a hold of it, most libraries have a copy of the Gnomes books. But they're just brilliantly done and beautiful watercolor illustrations. That was always just a fun thing for me to run across in the library. And then when I found one in a used bookstore, I was just like, I have to have this. So this one is My Father's Arms Are a Boat. And I fell in love with the illustrations for this. It's just really simplistic, and it's based on, it's actually paper designs. So you will see everything is made out of paper.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's all the illustrations are cut paper. So this was another recent influence on ways I can illustrate So I have one book that's in the works that's a mixture of things. There's a couple illustrations that are just really cute. This one is by Stein Erik Lund and Oyvind Torsetter. So this illustration right here I just thought was really, really cool. So the way it's laid out is you have a pen and ink drawing of the back section of the house, and then the two of them cuddled up. The teddy bear down here is what got me, and he's sitting on his couch with a coffee table with his feet up, holding his son. And I like how it blends the paper, the handmade paper illustrations with the real illustrations. So just a neat book. Came out in, it's translated from the Norwegian, and there is no date. What is there? Enchanted Lion Books in New York. It doesn't say anything about, let's see if there's anything in the back. Nope. Yep, here it is. First edition, published in 2012. And it was in Norwegian in 2009. I'm not going to attempt to pronounce that. But beautiful little book. If you're a parent, it means even more. If you're a dad, it even means more than that. But it's just really, really good book. So really enjoyed that one. The illustration style especially is just unusual and beautiful. Okay, I am gonna shut up now. Yeah, what about Steve? You know, he's like running out of books almost.
I am running out of books. I haven't even read these. I hear good things about this series. I'm going to recommend them both at the same time because right now we're waiting on book 3. If you have not read these, read them now. You can wait on the third book like everyone else, or you can take your time because he still hasn't released his third book. Very much like we're waiting on Game of Thrones. But anyway. Anyway, but you can find like podcasts and things of Patrick Rothfuss talking about like his writing process and where he's going, and I mean, people kind of get trolly with him and are like, "Oh, you haven't put your book out yet," and he's just kind of like, yeah, I don't have to do this for you people, pretty much, but which is still kind of rude. Mm-hmm. But Patrick Rothfuss wrote both of these books. This is a 2-part of what will hopefully at least be 3. First of these is Name of the Wind. That's the story of Quoth. And it does have a little bit of a grimdark feel.
Him and his thick books. I have some that are like this too. So grimdark? Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Go ahead.
And
sorry, I didn't know that was the pause button.
Yes, these are, and the second one is Wise Man's Fear. So,
I thought you were trying to figure out.
I was just waiting till you were done displaying it. I was just, I hadn't even said the title of the other one yet. I was just waiting till you were done with holding it up. It's okay. So the second one, Wise Man's Fear. Like I said, I have not read these yet. I'm kind of plowing my way through 3 different books. 3 different books right now. I've started reading Shadow of the Torturer, which was recommended last week, which is the first of 5 books, I believe. I I'm in the middle of Peter F. Hamilton's
The covers.
Pandora's Star right now, which is science fiction when I feel like it, and the other one that I was kind of in the middle of. I tend to read 2 or 3 books at a time, so I kind of go, oh, I'm in the mood
Yeah,
for
but
this.
you picked different genres too.
Yeah,
though.
I do. Yeah, I'm not
trying
gonna,
to read, 3
I don't
fantasy
like
or
to just
3.
read, and I usually read something that's historical fiction or
Yeah.
a biography of some sort. Like I like to read that stuff, like those 2 books I have on Dracula and the history of vampires and things like that. So
He's the vampire guy. I'm the werewolf girl.
So but yeah, I hear good things about these. But I think he wrote the first one in around 2005. So we're getting to 15, 16 years now, 17 years, and he still has to put the 3rd book out. So people kind of give him.
Is he still actively writing? Or
Oh,
does he
yeah, as
have
far as I know.
other projects that he's written?
Possibly. I
Sometimes
don't know.
they'll skip around.
I don't know what all he has written. I know he's written these 2. So
2008.
Yeah. So
2007 is when it came out.
yeah.
First paperback is
So
2008.
it's been a while. He probably started writing it a couple years before that, or
Yeah.
And so we're looking at our watches, going, "Hey,
So we might be waiting for the other one. Okay, so the dedication on this first book is to my mother who taught me to love books, who opened the door to Narnia, Pern, and Middle-earth, and to my father who taught me that if I was going to do something, I should take my time and do it right the first time."
Mm-hmm.
Which means he probably takes 2-3 years,
right,
at least,
mm-hmm.
to write stuff, if
mm-hmm.
not more. Odonasha, I know, has been... It's about to hit 21 years because I started with...
I was looking for the
21 years this
publication
year.
on this one, too. I'll let you dig through that if you want. There's a lot of media stuff, blurbs from media there at the beginning, so you kind of have to dig a little bit.
Yeah, no, it's right here.
Yeah.
2011,
right.
First mass market printing 2013.
Yeah.
So
the hardcover was 2011, 2007 to 2011.
Yeah, 2007.
So it's been
2011.
almost 11 years since the second one was written.
Yeah.
Thereabout. So yeah.
So,
We've been waiting. So
yeah.
But like I said, there's 2 to read now, and then you can wait like everyone else, or you can take your time reading them too.
Excuse me, Ellen. So lots of projects and stuff going on right now. Of course, the state of the world, all eyes around the Ukraine right now. Not going to get into any politics. It's a crappy situation. I have friends here locally in Berea that are Ukrainian. I have friends that have loved ones, either family members or friends that are in the Ukraine. One has not heard from one of them since the 26th, and they were living in one of the main cities, Kharkiv. They got bombed, and they haven't heard from them. So there's a lot going on. But it hits home when you know somebody that's attached to that kind of thing, and I just couldn't sit by and not do anything. So I actually have added a page to my site, a channel in Discord, and I'll pull it up on here. Some other things, and Issa is joining me on it, my daughter, and we are doing doves for Ukraine. So Issa and I are doing paper doves. She has a unique spin on what she's going to be doing for hers. And it also signals the first of her doing stuff on Twitch. So a little bit of inception here, because you're going to see our little video playing in the bottom, but this is the logo. I have stickers coming. The stickers are going to be selling for $5 each, no discount. Normally I do $3 each, 2 for $5. And I do have some new stickers of my own in, but for this project, 100% of the proceeds is going to one of the verified charities for the Ukraine. I've had people donate money to buy more stickers. I've had people already, tell me pre-orders and get on the list because I'll have a limited supply until I can order more. The paper ones, I want to do an art installation here locally. I've got a few people that are interested in doing the doves with us that I'm going to see if maybe the Arts Council or one of the stockists, one of the shops that I work with, probably the Arts Council, will allow me to hang the doves. Otherwise, I may approach even the Artisan Center. But I'm wanting to get as many as we can made, at least 1,000. It's kind of in the same vein as the 1,000 cranes tradition with Japanese culture. But I've made a sigil that is protection and safety. Using my book, shameless plug. But is, let's see here. I did not write it in here yet. It's on the site. I used the book and then didn't write it in there. So the sigil is on the website. So if you check my website, and I'll link down below to that specific page too. But there's a sigil on there and a link to the YouTube folding video. So that is what the dove looks like. It's really simple to make. It's only like 4 or 5 folds. And this is the sigil that I've made, that what I'm going to do to avoid paper waste. I'm using 8.5 by 11, just regular printer paper. 24 pound works the best. It's not too flimsy that way. And what I'm doing is I'm cutting off 3 inches off the side, and it's 5.5 by 5.5 square. So I can get 2 of them out of 1 sheet of paper, and then I'm making stuff out of the strip, so I'm not wasting the paper. But I'm writing the sigil on there first in the middle, and then folding it into a dove. And so it's, with each fold, a prayer is spoken for protection and safety for the people of the Ukraine and their loved ones. May peace, love, and kindness prevail. So that is the sigil that goes on the inside. And so it's just something to do. It's positive action. In the end, what I'm wanting to do is connect with one of the charities and seeing if I can actually take all the doves and mail them so that they can be dispersed and given to people, so that they know they're not alone, that other people are pulling for them. And I know there's a lot of people trying to get out, and there's a lot of racism and other stuff. There was an article on people of color in the Ukraine having issues with racism, trying to get out of the country. The whole thing is a mess. So if you want to help, if you feel pretty helpless to do anything about it, and you want to show support, you can either buy stickers or fold doves, or just spread the word. If you can share the link around, I would appreciate it. But that is what we're working on right now, what we're focusing on, other than working on trying to get the computer. I've got to pull the hard drive today, and it's kind of a circus because I have to hook it up to his computer through a device that a friend of ours gave me that is a hard drive reader, and then try and pull files and put them on a thumb drive. So it's kind of like, but I still don't have my Adobe to be able to work, and I'm teaching 2 of my classes, but I'm not able to teach the map illustration or some of the other ones because I need all my camera set up. So hopefully here in the next week or so, I will have my computer back. Worst case, I'll have it in April. So, and if you want to help with that, feel free to message me. Taking donations for computer repair because Best Buy wants $150 just to crack it open. So, plus what's wrong with it. They'll apply it, but it's still, even if it's the graphics card, it's still going to be a couple hundred. So, but looking forward to being back. I am jonesing and having massive withdrawals from Guild Wars 2 and being able to run around with hubby here. And so he's been running around without me. Having a blast.
No, I've just been getting in and doing.
But he's been crafting
the
armor and
time-gated
stuff.
things, and occasionally.
End of Dragons is out.
Yeah,
So,
we don't have that.
Yeah,
but
not
no,
yet.
I'm not running
Not
around
yet.
there without you either. So.
I'm teasing.
And I've been like putting not interested, right-clicking and putting not interested on all of the little like, I did this in End of Dragons today kind of videos that people keep posting. You know, all the little like spoilery kind of, hey, come check this out kind of stuff.
And yeah, I know
I've been
we
like
saw the
not
mechs
interested so that I can experience it myself.
running around in Lion's Guard. That looked pretty cool. So it should be interesting. Those are the ones for the engineer mechanist, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the big green mech, the big jade mech.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of them. People, it's like, the expansion came out and everybody has a golem all of a sudden. So, yeah, we knew that would happen. So, yeah.
Well, even you jump around and
I
make
was-
new characters to test out different builds and that kind of thing.
Yeah. I really would like to test them at 80th level though, and I kind of have an idea of how some of them work, and I'm kind of like, okay, I know what I want to play now. So that at least is good. I've been doing a lot of running
we'll
around.
have the second upgrade when we do get the expansions.
I've been running around on the Revenant a lot more, and I've been like, I really like this. And I'm like, engineer what? Like everybody else has an engineer. It's like, let them all be engineers. You know, it's like I like Revenant, and Revenant's gonna get
we'll have to see which one Issa and Josh are gonna play, because they've already got it.
Yeah.
So I've been, no spoilers to them too. Haven't really been watching a whole lot of stuff. I started rewatching Grimm, but I didn't start at the beginning. I started like season 3 and got into it, and I loved the series. They ended it properly. They knew when they wanted to end it. They ended it well. I was really, really happy with it, and I'd like to get the DVD set for it, because I just think it'd be nice to have it here and be able to watch it on a little bigger screen. The book, though, there's been a lot of fan-made books that look like some of the tomes, and those get me really excited because those are super cool. They're usually really expensive, but they're fun to look at. I did back one on Kickstarter, but it wasn't Grimm related. It was another like bestiary book done in the same style. So I have that, but it's just really a fun take on the old Grimm's fairy tales, because it starts out with a quote. If you haven't watched the series, it starts out with a quote from one of the stories. Grimm stories are very dark. The originals are very dark. They were meant to scare children.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is not the fluffy, the fluffy Disney version. Because Rose Red, aka Snow White, was originally a Grimm fairy tale, and Disney put a totally different twist on it. But if you get a chance to watch it, it's on Amazon. Good series. Other than that, I haven't really. Oh, we watched Free Guy, which is a Ryan Reynolds movie.
Mm-hmm.
Not crazy amount of cussing, no crazy Deadpool stuff in there. The movie is absolutely hysterical.
Mm-hmm.
We've actually seen it twice because we watched it, did a group watch with Issa's dad over at his house and watched it one day, and just it does not disappoint. It's a cute storyline. Ryan, of course, did a great job in it, and it's super funny. Can't think of anything else. We haven't done any movie theater movies. I actually want to. There is an Ancient Caves movie at IMAX, I think, in Cincinnati, that I desperately want to go to. I have a thing for caves. Odonasha is full of them. And it's just, there's a couple of places, like one in Louisville, I think, and one in Tennessee, that Louisville is the Mega Caverns, and they actually have a boat ride inside the cave, and zip lining. I'm not going to be doing zip lining. But I want to take the boat ride through the cave. I also found out that Mammoth Cave has handicap accessible stuff, so I actually want to go check that out. Issa and Logan had gone, her dad had gone to Mammoth, and there were some areas, like there's one called Fat Man's Misery. That he said he could barely get through. Issa had a hard time getting through it. So it's one of those, like, squeeze through this little tiny passageway kind of thing, but there's actually a handicap route, so probably a shorter tour. There's like 3 or 4 steps, that kind of thing. So I want to go do that. And the other one in Tennessee is also another boat ride, I think, but definitely want to see this. Ancient Caves, I think National Geographic does it, I'm not sure, but they go diving in, like, caves full of water, and then they have this other stuff, the Welcome to Earth series. Will Smith had gone down in this one cave to go diving. You wouldn't think to go diving in a cave like that, but it was pretty cool. So I'm gonna stop rambling. It's one of those mornings. The brain fog has been hitting lately since COVID this year, since our second bout, and so I apologize, but it's one of those days. It's a fatigue, relax, kind of chill day, get some stuff done, pull hard drives, that kind of thing. So, but hope you have a fabulous rest of your week, fabulous weekend. Thank you so much for joining us. Stay well, stay safe. Take care of each other. Check out Duffs for Ukraine if you want to donate or buy or fold. And love y'all.